Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
What's going down, gamblers around the world? It's the coach here representing Brothas N Bets, and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Marley Bets. Marley, what's going down with you?
What's the goddamn deal? Shit.
I heard you had a good day yesterday. 3-1 on your solo show. You know, see. Well, let's talk about it. What was your plays? Because I was out the loop. You know, I was still recovering from that damn North Carolina debacle. But how'd it go?
Yeah, we had the Bucks. Full game minus the spread. I caught that at 4.5. We got all the way up to 6 by the time I did the show. Then we took 76 first half, easy money, -6. Might have been the easiest money all day. Oh, that Spurs is pretty easy money too, +9. If I'm not mistaken, they won outright. I think they did win outright. And then the only loser
was for their lives right now.
Yeah, that's my whole purpose of taking them yesterday. And then the only loser was Memphis. They gave the game away. Ended up going to overtime. I think I was winning like the majority of the game. Then I went to sleep on overtime because I was pissed that they even let it get to overtime. Fucked up my perfect day. But other than that, man, 3-1, first NBA show of the season. Definitely won't complain about that. So it was ultimately a great day yesterday.
Well, as you all know, playoffs is next week. Playing game start. There's a couple of teams like the Spurs at the 10th spot. They have clinched their playoff berth, so they're going to be playing in the playing game. And we all know that the Lakers have officially been eliminated. How do you feel about that one?
How do I feel?
Yeah, how do you feel?
I personally don't give a shit. I am not a Lakers. I won't say
just because they had high expectations.
High for who? Not for who? Like your average fan? Because I didn't believe they was
a lot of people. For many casuals, for people in the league. With them picking up Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, but it was a bunch of NBA people, basketball people, I should say. And I'm not necessarily like the biggest, basketball guy out there. I'm a football dude, but if you saw that team they put together, it's like nobody could shoot. And that's been the problem. Nobody could shoot, nor did they have anybody that plays defense. So, and Anthony Davis, as the big homie Barkley calls him, Anthony Street Clothes Davis, they always hurt. So LeBron got hurt this year. Anthony Davis hurt. Can't nobody shoot. I didn't expect Russ to be that bad, but it wasn't a good fit on top of the injury. So I didn't expect them to do a whole lot. I did expect them, I guess, to make the playoffs, but I think the injury. I think if they were healthy, they would at least got to the playoffs. I think that's more injuries, but yeah, it was a bad fit. So.
Well, they are officially out of there. And the San Antonio Spurs, out of nowhere, got in. They started playing some good basketball late. So now they are in the mix, man. But anywho, we got about an hour and a half before our first game. So, man, without further ado, we can jump right into it. Yeah, we're talking about our first game between the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Detroit Pistons. This game's going down at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time in the Little Caesars Arena. Dallas Mavericks are 49-30 on the year, 45-33-1 against the spread, while the Detroit Pistons on 23-56, 44-33-2 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of the Mavs -12. Right now that line's at 8.5, and the total opened up at 221. Right now that line's at 218. There are some 18.5s out there as well. Injury reports and players sitting out. Well, you got Trey Burke. He is in quarantine right now, so he's probable for this. Brown is probable as well. Kleber, he is out for tonight's game for Dallas. Hardaway Jr., he's out indefinitely, as we already know. Injury reports for Detroit. Joseph, the point guard, he is out for today's game. The center, Olenek, Olenek, he is out for tonight's game as well. So is Magruder, he's out. Bradley, the third, he's downgraded to out as well. Cunningham is probable for today's game as well. Last time we seen Dallas, they beat Milwaukee 118 to 112 on the third. And the last time we seen Detroit, they actually beat Indiana Pacers 121 to 117 on the third. Get to these actual factors real quick. Dallas, they are 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5. They are 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games. 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against Detroit. 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games against Detroit. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5 games when Dallas is on the road. The overs also hit 10 out of the last 13 games when playing on the road against Dallas. They are 6-2 in the last 8 games this season against the spread. 11-5 straight up in the last 16 games when playing against the Eastern Conference opponent, and 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing against a Central Division opponent. Actual factors for your Detroit Pistons: they are 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games. The unders hit 5 out of the last 7. Also, the unders hit 8 out of the last 9 games at home for the Pistons. They are 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games this season, but 1-10 straight up in the last 11 games against a Western Conference opponent. 1-7 against the spread in the last 8 games against a Southwest Division opponent, and 5-10 straight up in the last 15 games when playing on a Wednesday. So, Detroit Pistons taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Marley, what's your play?
I'm right there with that boy Money Murray. I see Money Murray. All great points. With the exception of one, Money Murray. Motivation for Dallas. They have motivation, but I understand why you question it, right? So this is Dallas, and this is probably what me and Dale should have been talking about. I told him I kind of wasn't up on it, but a little bit. Anyway, Dallas is in 4th right now in the West. And right now, that matches them up with the Jazz, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, the Utah Jazz. Now, Golden State is at 3rd with 50 wins. So they can catch Golden State. They're only 1 game back and play the Nuggets at 6. So it's kind of like, who do they want to play? Do you prefer to play the Nuggets or do you prefer to play the Jazz? Me personally, I think I would prefer to play the Jazz. I was listening to Jimmy. I know you was on there too, Coach. Daryl, he was saying he'd rather play the Nuggets. But to me, I think I'd rather play the Jazz because, like, Donovan Mitchell don't fuck with Gobert. Like, they don't like each other. Like, the chemistry is not good. Like, and I want to say his contract is up at the end of the season. Like, he's trying to get the fuck out of Utah.
And I haven't even seen them like high five each other.
They say like he has the least amount of like passes to a big man to him. Like between everybody else and like who he throws the ball to, like he never passed that holder to Gobert. But they offenses ran like a pick and roll. So he just never throw this nigga the ball. Like you can't maintain that shit. And like the numbers show it. Like, and this was before the COVID and coughing all on the shit. Like, so I'd rather play the Jazz. Needless to say, with that being said, Dallas does have something to play for. They are going to try to win. But yeah, Spider trying to get out of there. Exactly, Murray. What's going down, Cav? What's up with it? Exactly, Murray. Spider is trying to get the fuck up out of there. So I would rather play the Jazz and stay at 4 if it was me. But, you know, I think they do win the game, but I think 8.5 is just too many points on the road. Last game on the road, right before the playoffs do start, I would take the 8.5. Besides, this is going to be a low-scoring game. Like, Dallas is like one of the slowest teams in the league in pace, and I think they're second in defense. So I would I am on Detroit plus the 8.5. I think they're on a 3-game winning streak, if I'm not mistaken. They played decent basketball in the second half of the season. Cade Cunningham was coming along before he had a little sputter and probably gave Rookie of the Year up to Scotty Barnes. But that being said, put me on the Pistons. Give me those 8.5 points. I think it'll be closer than Vegas thinks.
All right, and our boy Cade says, I think a good prop for the game will be Bullock over 2.5 3-pointers, 3-point field goals. So,
Oh,
but
I like that. I like that. How many does he? What you got to look at though? How many attempts does he get a game? That would be my. That's what I look at when I do 3-point props. Not necessarily how many they make, how many they shoot. You want somebody that's gonna shoot a lot, but no Tim Hardaway, no Trey Burke. He definitely go get his.
he ain't got no choice but to try to put him on the king. I mean, they got to get it from somewhere, you know.
Right. So that's not a bad bet, Cal.
This is plus 8.5 for the docket. All right, well, man, let's get to our next game of the day, and we're going to the East Coast, man. We're talking about some New York rivalry right here. The Brooklyn Nets taking on the New York. Man, can you fall any harder Knicks from a season? The Brooklyn Nets are 41-38 on the year, 30-46-3 against the spread. While the New York Knicks are 35-44 on the year, 37-42 against the spread. This game's going down 6:30 Eastern Standard, 6:30 Central Standard Time in the Garden of Madison Square. This line opened up in favor of the Nets -5.5. Not too much movement has happened. There are some fives out there, so if you want to get a better line on Brooklyn, there you have it. And the total opened up at 232. Right now, that line's sitting at 230 for the game. Let's kind of check out these injury reports, see who's sitting out, who's not. I believe Joe Johnson, he is out with illness tonight. Curry, he is probable for tonight's game with an ankle injury. And that's about it. Everybody else has been out for the most part. And for New York, Noel, he is out for tonight's game. Grimes, he is questionable. McBride is questionable as well. So last time we seen Brooklyn, they beat Houston 118-105. Yesterday, they did not cover the spread. While the New York Knicks beat Orlando 118-88. I needed them. Why couldn't they put on that performance when I took them against Charlotte the other day? Anywho, get to these actual factors for Brooklyn. Brooklyn is 0-5 against the spread in the last 5 games. The unders hit 5 out of the last 6. They are 2-8 against the spread in the last 10 games whenever playing against the Knicks. They're 6-0 straight up in the last games against the Knicks. 8-2-1 against the spread in the last 11 games on the road. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games when playing on the road against the Knicks. 1-6 against the spread in the last 7 games. And the unders hit 4 of the last 5 games against the Eastern Conference opponent. New York Knicks, actual factors, the unders hit 4 of the last 5 games. They are 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games. The overs also hit 5 out of the last 6 games against Brooklyn. 2-10 against the spread in the last 12 games at the crib. 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games when playing at home against Brooklyn. The unders also hit 4 of the last 6 games this season. They are 0-5 in the last 5 games against an Atlantic Division opponent. But 14-2 against the spread in the last 16 games played in the month of April. So that kind of goes back because, this month, which is my B-Day month, just started. So, anywho, Battle of New York. We got Brooklyn Nets taking on the New York Knicks. Marley, what's your play?
The Knicks ain't got shit to play for. Like, they don't got shit to play for. No Randall. I mean, Bear has been all right. And OG Toppin had another 20-point game. I think that's like his second one. But are we really gonna? All right. First of all, that line opened up like at 7.5, somewhere around there. It got bet down to 5. So now we getting the worst of the line with a team that ain't got shit to play for, other than what? New York pride. Like, I don't think that's gonna be the Garden. I don't think that's gonna be enough. Meanwhile, everybody, Brooklyn still, got everything to play for. I'm on Brooklyn. I think they cover. I'm gonna take the 5 because you called out a 5 still available. So I'm gonna take that 5. I actually think they cover tonight. Last time these two teams played, I think KD had 53. Kyrie had 40-something last night. And I know it's a back-to-back, but this nigga Kyrie ain't played. Shit, he just not getting into shape. So I expect the Nets to take care of business here. There's still a lot on the line for the Knicks. They're in the 8th spot, so I know they're still in that play-in. They 2 games back from Cleveland. I don't think they can catch Cleveland. I think it's not enough time left. To answer your question, Coach, I think I'm kicked out. I checked out and see it no more. I just found that out today. So yeah, I don't think so. But
hey, the product, the brand is falling apart behind you. If you want to take a sec to fix that real quick. But
yeah. So I'm gonna take the Nets here minus the 5. I think we get a cover here. I don't think it's nothing for the Knicks to play for. They don't give a shit. It's 1, 2, 3 Cancun. It's time to go home.
And the crowd gonna be booing right now. So hey, while he fixes that, hey, be sure to hit the like. We are Brothas N Bets. I am the coach. That is Marley Bets. We've been doing this. College basketball is over. Yes, you can see I am tired because I'm tired. This was supposed to be my quick little week off before we dove right into the playoffs. But we here, so I don't have any plays for this. But if I were, Murray says feels trappy to drop from 7 to 7.5.
Exactly. That's why I mean, look, man, I don't like taking the worst. That's one betting lesson I learned. Like
that first half, I would probably lean on that first half though. I like that 2.5, man.
Yeah, 2.5.
If I was in the game, see now y'all gonna make me get in the game. I'm trying to recover. I'm trying to fucking recover from the damn.
Dogs are barking. Yeah, it's the last week, so it's a crazy time right now.
Yeah, so if I was to make a lean on this play, it'd definitely be that first half play, like Money Murray said. So let's get on to our next game, and we're almost done. We're gonna open the mic up. We can talk about some other games.
Get in there, Coach.
Who that? Get in. Man, I lost 1050 on Monday, bro, and then another 250 yesterday. Chasing when I took goddamn who did I take?
Not listening to your boy because I went 3 away yesterday, so I know you ain't listening to me.
Man, I tried to get that quick money. I was trying to get something real quick, and boom. See, I wanted to take Charlotte first. No. I wanted to take Atlanta first quarter. Then I was like, man, let me take these Bulls first quarter because Bucks ain't been playing good that recently. In the first quarter, they won one out of the last like 4 games in the first.
Chicago plays awful against top tier teams. Their record is terrible.
Well, now I know. But since we're talking about them Bulls, let's get on to our next game. We talk about the hot as fuck Boston Celtics taking on the Chicago Bulls. This game's going on 7 p.m. Central Standard Time in the United Center up in the Chirac. The Celtics are 49-30 on the year, 40-37-2 against the spread, while the Chicago Bulls are 45-34 on the year, 41-37-1 against the spread. This line opened up minus 7.5 in favor of the Celtics. That line now is at 7. The opening line for the total was 224.5. It ain't gone nowhere, so no money's coming in on that. Injury reports: Al Horford, he is questionable for tonight's game with a back injury. Starkus, I know you know who I'm talking about. He is out for tonight's game with an ankle injury for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown, he is questionable. Tatum is questionable, and Williams, we already know he's been out for 4 to 6 weeks. What'd you say, bro?
I was talking about the name you're trying to pronounce.
What's it? How did I pronounce it?
Stauskas.
So that goes to show. This is deja vu because last year around this time I was butchering especially on Utah. I was butchering everybody because I ain't just been keeping up with it. That's why I'm not making any plays right now. So I'm just here hosting, keeping the show moving. Anywho, injury reports right now for Chicago. Levine, he is questionable probable for today's game. He's probable. Caruso, he is doubtful for tonight's game, and Thomas is probable as well. I did not know Well, I hadn't been following, but I ain't know Lonzo Ball was out for the whole season. Last time we seen Boston, they beat the dog breaks out of Washington Wizards, 144-102. And the last time we seen Chicago, like I said, they lost yesterday against Milwaukee, 127-106. I think I might know where you're going with this one today. Actual factuals real quick for Boston, 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 games. The overs hit 8 out of the last 9. They are 13-3 straight up in the last 16 games. 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games against Chicago. 13-5 straight up in the last 18 games against Chicago. 13-5 straight up in the last 18 games against Chicago. Did I just say that? 2-12 straight up in the last 14 games on the road. The Undertaker 11 out of the last 13 games of playing on the road against Chicago. 15-4 straight up in the last 19 games against the Eastern Conference opponent, and 0-7 against the spread in the last 7 games against a Central Division opponent. Let's get to these actual factors real quick for Chirac. They are 5-14 against the spread in the last 19 games. The unders hit 14 on the last 20. They are 6-13 straight up in the last 19 games, but the unders also hit 12 out of the last 18 against Boston. 12-6 against the spread in the last 18 games at the crib. The unders also hit 9 out of the last 11 games when playing against the Eastern Conference opponent. 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games in the Atlantic Division. 1-5 straight up in the last 6 games in April, and 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games playing on a Wednesday. So, Chicago Bulls taking on the Boston Celtics. Marley, what's your play?
My son keep walking in here. I told him we go watch Moon Knight before the track practice. I like the Celtics here. I don't trust no fucking. Listen, I said this before you started talking about this game. The Bulls against top tier competition, Western Conference or Eastern Conference, record is terrible. I don't know what it is exactly right now off the top of my head, but it's something like 2-10. Like, it's really bad. They are awful against top tier competition. So it's just a matter of who all plays for Boston. If you get Tatum, then I saw at Murray Money talk about, I was just gonna say, I saw him talk about the first half earlier. That's a good look too. I'm on that -7. I already took it just because the Bulls are coming off a back-to-back, so we get a first Celtics team in there. I don't think they can catch Miami for the number 1 seed, but I think they can get caught for the 3rd seed. Yeah, so Milwaukee is like right on their ass. They actually tied with you laughing at that boy Cab. I saw that hard. You're doing a good job, bro. I'm on the fucking Celtics, man. Everybody's a 7. I agree with Murray too, man. It could be a double up spot. I just felt like I'm gonna take the full game because the Bulls are on the back-to-back. I figure they'll probably fade late, tired legs. You know what I'm saying? And like the Bulls just don't play good against the top tier competition. Celtics still got something to play for if they want that number 2 seed, depending on where they want to fall, 2 or 3. But I'm giving the Celtics -7.
If I were to make a play, it'll be that first half. Definitely need to see if Jalen and them are playing. But I would make a first half play.
I have a rule. It's not necessarily a rule. More of it
coming off that back-to-back.
A guy. Yeah, 1, back-to-back. But no, 2, I do not like road teams on the first half. Unless it's just like a really, really great play, because I believe too much in that energy shit, and like it's a boost. It doesn't
like road teams on the first half.
I don't like road teams. No, I don't. I definitely don't like them on the back-to-back. But I don't like road teams on the first half because the energy goes to the home team, so you go get that boost. So I tend to bet on home teams first quarter, first half. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's just something that like stands out, it's a trend that's going or something that's going to make me go the other way. But for the most part, I stay away from first half road teams. That's just not my thing. World has Tatum and Brown in. It's definitely a wrap. And I agree with you on that double up, which I thought the double up was a good play. Anyway, I personally have a thing about road teams. First half, it's like I don't know. Dog. I believe in that energy from the crowd, even if it's a sorry team. It gives them a slight boost, whether it pays out or not. Kobe should have played. Kobe would have played today.
So that was posted up in the game the other day, the elimination game when they were out. Who they played? Because I think I ended up taking
like a night or two ago. They played the Suns.
Nah, it was another. Well,
like last night or the night before that.
Nah, it was a night when they were on a back to back too, and LeBron sat down because I betted on that game. I forgot who I took.
LeBron's no Kobe.
That boy said, that boy signed up to say Kobe would have played tonight. All right, well, Marley likes the Celtics on the -7, so I am off that game. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. That's Marley Best. Marley went 3-1 to start off the college basketball season. I will be back next week. NBA season. I will be back after Sunday when I go watch the Hawks. Hopefully Trae Young will play against the Rockets as the last game for them. And I'll be back in the mix for the playing game, but I just need this week to kind of just peep the scene on everything that's going on because I ain't been doing too well when I do bet on the fucking NBA. For example, Saturday, took North Carolina, boom, hit that. I'm at 1,500. I take that 1,400, put it on goddamn Utah Jazz when they played against Golden State, thinking they going to take care of business. They gave up an 18-point lead in the fourth quarter. I heard Klay Thompson went bananas. in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, yeah, I'm off that too. So, but babe, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, follow.
Good stat, money. My bad.
No, you good. You good. So let's get to our last and final game before we open up the lines. Hey, we will share the link if anybody want to chime in. Cab, if you buy your shit, we're gonna post a link. You can come jump in, man. I was telling Marley, I think it was today or yesterday about your setup. I like that good vibes, neon light in the back. But with that being said, let's get on to our last game. This guy fish all over it. Well, Phoenix ain't got shit to play for, so we talking about Phoenix Suns taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. This game is going down at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time in the Crypto.com arena. Phoenix Suns 63-16 on the year, 42-37 against spread, number one team in the conference. Taking on the Los Angeles Clippers, sitting at 39-40, 38-40-1 against the spread. They have clinched their playoff berth as well. This line opened up in favor of the Suns -3. Now that line's at -6. The total opened up at 230. Right now that line's at 222.5. So that means some people sitting out. And let's get to these injuries. Yep, Chris Paul out, Jay Crowder out, Devin Booker out, Aiden out. That's pretty much it. The starting lineup is out. For tonight's game, Powell, he is questionable. Boston Jr., he's questionable as well. Last time we seen Phoenix, they did whoop up on the Lakers 121-10 last night. And the Clippers, they took care of business against the Pelicans. They won 119-100. Real question is, how much was New Orleans playing in that game? Because they locked in already. Actual factuals for Phoenix, they are 1-4 against spread in the last 5 games. The unders hit 4 in the last 5. They are 10-2 straight up in the last 12 games, 7-3 straight up in the last 10 games against the Clippers, 16-4 straight up in the last 20 games on the road, 3-15 straight up in the last 18 games against the Clippers. Honestly, none of these statistics matter because the starters ain't playing for Phoenix. Get to these Clippers actual factions. They are 3-6 against the spread in the last 9 games. The overs also hit 5 out of the last 6 games. They are 3-6 straight up in the last 9 games. The unders also hit 6 out of the last 8 against Phoenix. Their overs also hit 9 out of the last 12 games at the crib. They are 15-3 straight up in the last 18 games at the crib against Phoenix. 7-3 straight up in the last 10 games against a Western Conference opponent. And they are 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against a Pacific Division opponent. So, Phoenix Suns taking on the Clippers. Marley, what's your play?
I'm gonna take the Clippers here. Obviously, I don't know what you got. My bad. I was just reading Cab. I got it. Meanwhile, shit. I like the Clippers here. Like you said, I mean, pretty much the Suns already sat out everybody. They're not, they're looking to get ready, get gear up for the playoffs. The Clippers, I think we're getting Paul George back. They're probably still trying to get him together, get his win together, get him in shape. They're stuck where they are, so technically they don't got nothing to play for neither. But I just think with everything that's going on, everybody that's sitting for the Suns, I think they cover this -6.5 easy. First half might be a better look, honestly. But
so that was quick. What's your official play?
Yeah. Clippers -6.5.
Minus the 6.5.
I was trying to get to Cal because.
So I would definitely, if I were to make a link, I ain't gonna lie, y'all making me want to deposit just to try to make a quick 400. If I wasn't making a lean, I'd probably take the Clippers first half. To be honest, you talking about the whole starting bench coming in for the Suns to start the game off. I don't know about that. Let's see, Paul might play as well. Okay. Well, just do a quick recap before. Marley. Yeah, just real quick recap on these games that we got right now on the slate. Marley likes the Pistons +8.5. He likes the Nets +5.5. Celtics -7, and the Clippers -6.5. $5 come up. What you got?
I don't have a $5 come up for today.
Any prop bets?
Nope. Didn't look at any.
No props. So hey, we about to jump right into our open mic segment. So if anybody wants to jump on, please be our guest.
Out. See, like everybody dipped out real quick.
It's all good.
Once you announce that we're done. That's cool. I want to watch Moon Knight with my son.
Parlay those first halves, coach, and get your lick back. Yeah, I might need to. Let's talk about open mic. I do got something to talk about.
What's up?
They trying to roast my boy Channing Crowder right now. Did you hear about this?
Wow,
do you know anything about this?
No, I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to play the clip for you. I'm going to play the audio. Fair use, ladies and gentlemen, fair use. Let me get there. Hold on.
No, nothing. So I don't know how that works.
Fair use, because it's educational. We're talking about it. So
just in case you say that, just in case you got to say that, we do not own the rights to nothing.
She ain't gonna be with him. Yeah, Russell ain't had that bread. She ain't gonna be with him. Russell Square. Russell Square. Sierra had she has a good situation, but you don't leave Future and get with Russell Wilson. The thing is, I think that's what you don't leave Future and get with Russell Wilson. It's a type. Listen, everybody got a type. Yeah, that's true. Everybody has a type. You gonna leave Future and get with Russell Wilson? He's so goddamn square, and I love him on the field. He's a square. He's a king square.
Shannon, you go from this level of toxicity, you just want something stable. You want the guy that was sitting with that girl with that big old mouth at the draft that was laughing, and you knew she deserved to be with him.
Goofball?
Yeah, you want that guy.
You want to get with
Goofball. He called him a goofball. That's cold.
Bro, but this brings my question. Why in our community can't a brother just be considered a man by just doing right by himself, by his family, by life? Just, you know what I'm saying? And niggas
they got to be called a goofball.
Why? We the only ones that do this type of shit. I get it. He is corny, bro. He do be doing some corny stuff on his Twitter and IG, but
I be hearing about it. I ain't never seen it, but I've heard.
He do be corny.
Still, you gotta look at Russ like he's a great role model. Like on some
facts. Like, and he took
future son.
Took somebody else's kid.
I
So
mean,
here's
for
who we
those
talking
that
about.
don't
Russell
know,
here,
like,
yes, the typical boring, yes, Russell, the robot Russell, the one you guys love to know. Real exciting. Yeah, I'm real exciting. But anyways, everybody has to have an alter ego, right? And I've been thinking about what my alter ego would be, and I think I have an alter ego. His name's Mr. Unlimited. Russell Wilson is a Super Bowl winning NFL quarterback. And after watching this video, he should honestly just stick to. Hey guys, Russell here. Hey guys. Yes, Russell, robot Russell. You guys love to know. Real exciting. Yeah, I'm real exciting. But anyways, everybody has to have an alter ego, right? And I've been thinking about what my alter ego would be, and I think I have an alter ego. His name's Mr. Unlimited. Yeah, you gotta be unlimited. You gotta have a thought process of being unlimited. So when people ask you, what you're thinking about or what you want to do in life or where you want to go, you gotta be unlimited. Tell them I'm unlimited. You know what I mean? So when they ask you certain questions like, who brings you motivation, Russell? Mr. Unlimited. Who's your role model, Russell?
Is that
Unlimited? Who's your go-to person for advice, Russell? They think Pete Carroll, they think this person, think that person. Love you, Pete, but it's Mr. Unlimited. Tom.
Oh man.
Look, I'm not I'll say this. Russell Wilson is a great, as far as we know, because I don't know the nigga. As far as we know, Russell Wilson is a great role model, dog. I would want my son to be like Russell Wilson before I would want my son to be like Future. No knock on Future. Just from what we know. I don't know none of these niggas, so persona shit, you know what I'm saying? I would rather Russell Wilson is something, like he's a good person, bro. And there's nothing wrong with being a good person. Regardless of what the hood says, Yolanda. I don't want to call nobody. I'm not big on calling out other people's names. Like personally, old buddy stepped in line. Like, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. It's cool. I personally don't even have a problem with you saying that, but it's just like,
come on,
come on, bro. Like you said, we gotta get out of that whole mentality.
We got to, cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, you met my son and shit like that. Like, bro, I'll be weak as hell if I say like I want my son to grow up like me. Like, nah, bro, that's not good parenting. That's not good fathering, bro. I need him to be better than I was. You know what I'm saying? I don't, but nigga, you know what we've been through. You know what I'm saying? You know how we came up and shit. Like that's the last thing I want him to go through. Is the shit that I had to go to, and the stereotypes I had to go through and still go through, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I need
you want to keep it real.
Yeah, let's keep it real. Fuck that. I don't like nobody playing on my phone. Hold on, somebody call me. Hold on. Let me see what this is.
That ain't keeping it real. Ooh, that's one of the brothers. Oh no, you would have said something. Oh, you muted. All right. I guess that means it's on me. So just real quick, while we open micing it, I'm gonna do a quick recap for boys that just came in real quick. Them the plays I had for the day. Pistons plus 8.5. Nets, it should be minus 5.5. I don't know why coach put plus, but it's minus. Celtics -7. Clippers -6. We're on the favorites today because all the underdogs I think covered yesterday. And speaking of yesterday, your boy went 3-1 yesterday. First inning show. So let's keep that shit going. But before I'm about to get ready and get out of here when coach get back on here. Told my son we was gonna watch Moon Knight before he go to track practice. So we gotta watch Moon Knight. That shit takes about an hour. So, coach, I don't know if you can hear me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to say that good old prayer that we say every show and go watch Moon Knight with my damn son and get the fuck up out of here. So, like we did.
Hit him with the prayer.
All right. So, like we did yesterday, like we trying to do today, and like we go try to do tomorrow. Y'all know what that is. Let's beat Vegas. And we out this motherfucker.
But anyways, everybody has to have an alter ego, right? And then
check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay.